Hey guys, Grant Glaser here with the very, 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 very special guest, Tim Long, writer of, well, more than just one show, but if this show you haven't seen, well then I'll personally be disappointed with you. The Simpsons. Tim, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure to be here, Grant. I love the big purple couch, big fan.
Tim is originally from Exeter, which is just north of London. Tim did some work at Spy magazine. That led to his work on the Letterman show as a writer, and at one point the head writer, which then led to The Simpsons. In addition to his work at The Simpsons, he's got his hands in a lot of other projects.
I'm working on a show with Molly Shannon. I don't know if you know her. She's a comedian, and I will let you know. A few of them are top secret, but maybe a few of them will turn into the next Simpsons.
Can you give us maybe a bit of a breakdown of how it is to come into work in the morning and go throughout the day?
Well, it's pretty much the entire morning is taken up with cockfighting. Okay. We all have our own chicken, and we attach razor blades to their feet, and then we just make bets. Now, it's pretty boring, actually. We come in, and there's a lot of laughs, and there's a lot of goofing off, but the goofing off is actually part of the job. And you come up with ideas for episodes, and you jot them down, and then you kind of criticize each other's ideas, and then you rewrite things, and the next thing you know, it's 6 o'clock and time to start drinking.
I always loved comedy. I grew up, on watching the Letterman show, and then when The Simpsons came along, I was about your age, and I just thought, well, to work at a show like that would be the greatest thing ever. And a lot of those guys are still there, so I feel like it's like, for me at least, who didn't really have any other skills, it was like going to play for the New York Yankees. At the same time, there's a certain burden that comes with televising something because you really don't want just people to smile. You want people to laugh. But the irony is that the people who produce the shows don't laugh that much at all. Like when I went to Letterman, I very quickly got myself into a position where the head writers would often say to me, when I was just a junior writer there, they'd say, if you've got ideas, we will vet them, run them by us, and if we like them, you have to go pitch them to Dave. And I was so scared because he was the idol of my teenage years. You could get a laugh out of him, but it was tough. And he would often just say things like, I don't hate that, that's not terrible, we can live with that, I won't kill myself if we put that on, like that kind of thing. And that was just his style. Whereas at The Simpsons, probably because it's not a nightly show, it's a weekly show, and there's a little more space, there's a lot more laughing.
Is humor innate? Is it a talent you're born with? Is it something you learn in school? And as a writer yourself, can you tell us, where can I get the secrets to writing comedy?
Oh, I think you should do what I did in school and not do any of your assignments and just watch comedy shows all day long. And if your parents complain, that just means you're doing something right. I think that it is sort of innate. I think you have to have a kernel of talent, but I think you can definitely develop it.
The show, for the most part, we haven't hired a lot of new writers recently because people don't leave, because it's a really, really good job. But we hire maybe 1 or 2 writers a year, and just because a bunch of 4-year-old guys are just not going to be connected with whatever, and so we try to hire people. We try to hire people from diverse backgrounds. We don't always succeed because when people don't quit, it's hard to sort of change the makeup of the show. And we try to have a range of ages and backgrounds, and it just makes for a better show.
Saying is, are there any current shows now, if you're allowed to mention, that you seek inspiration from?
Yeah, we steal from everybody. Love The Simpsons. I'm a big fan of Family Guy. People think there's some sort of big bad blood between the shows. I think it's really good.
Okay, surprising you mention Family Guy, and surprising not a rival. So I should ask, the Family Guy that I've watched, they take a lot of stabs at cultural humor and humor that gets the joke quickly, a very fast joke. Versus The Simpsons, they have jokes that stand.
We do sort of make an effort not to make things joke. Like I used to work at the Letterman show, and with those nightly talk shows, you always try to do jokes that are right out of the news. Right. Whereas we try not to do that because, our show gets rerun for years and years afterwards, and by the time the show gets rerun, nobody knows what the joke is, if you're making a joke about Britney Spears or whatever. So we try to make it more kind of like timeless. Whether we succeed or not is up to you.
I guess it comes in a balance. I've seen some Simpsons episodes which do poke fun at certain current events.
Yeah, it's true.
Tim Long, everybody, thanks so very much for watching.